Okay, guys, next on our Spider-Man series, we have officially reached Spider-Man Far From Home. And yeah, before we get into this movie, let's just get into a little bit of a flashback here. Because Spider-Man's been through a lot of crazy shit since Homecoming. And you know what? Roll the clips. You guys caught up now? Alright, let's get into Spider-Man Far From Home. So Spider-Man Far From Home, after the event of Avengers Endgame, it really traumatized Peter Parker. Tony Stark is gone forever. Most of the Avengers are gone forever. And yeah, we may have saved the day, but at a high cost. So Peter just wants to take a breather from all that. He just wants to go on vacation with his friends, his school trip to Europe. But yet, he's Spider-Man. So no matter what, he'll always be dragged back into the fight. Oh yeah, Peter, apparently if you leave New York, you'll always find something to do with Spider-Man. Everyone returned. All of Peter's classmates also got disappeared by the snap, but they blipped back into existence, and they call it the blip. So yeah, Peter returned, his classmates returned. Let's go on vacation. Until Nick Fury really tranks Ned in the neck, and then he just says, "We need you, Spider-Man. You're a hard man to track down. We got these elemental monsters, and they're just causing mass destruction. We need you, because Stark made you an Avenger. And we need an Avenger right now." All that info came from Quentin Beck Mysterio, played by Jake Gyllenhaal in this movie. And Jake Gyllenhaal honestly did a pretty good job as Mysterio. Because I remember when this movie was coming out, we didn't know if this was going to be an actual good version of Mysterio or he was just lying to everybody. But yeah, he was good at misdirection. And that's exactly what Mysterio needs to do. He's master of illusion. From the very beginning, he's finessing everyone he comes in contact with. And that's going to have some dire consequences in the future. Meanwhile, Peter's developing a crush on MJ. You know, Zendaya's character, Michelle Jones from the first movie? Yeah, she actually has some personality and some stuff to do in this one. And finally, yeah, Peter's like, oh, I'm feeling her. I want to get with her. I want to go on my trip, romance her a bit, and give her a smooch. That's all I want to do, really. Spider-Man duties can wait. I just want to be Peter Parker right now. Even to the point where he's telling Nick Fury to screw off because he wants to just be Peter Parker. And when I say this movie really wants him to be Peter Parker, I mean it. Because this is definitely the Spider-Man movie that feels the least like a Spider-Man movie. It doesn't really feel like a Spider-Man movie until like the second half kicks in. And that is a problem with rewatching Homecoming and Far From Home. I think Homecoming had a little bit better because you see a lot of friendly neighborhood Spider-Man action throughout the whole thing, even though it was in a different tone and way than we're used to. But this one sort of has Peter not being Spider-Man at all. I think there's no action sequence in the beginning of all this movie until maybe 30 minutes in. That is crazy. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield movies, those movies always kicked off with something crazy. This one makes you wait for it. And I'm like, bro, he's not even in the suit until 40 minutes in. And then when he finally is in the suit, you're like, damn, that scene was fast. He was barely in the suit. Then he gets a second suit because of toys, and they need to sell those toys. But honestly, that's fine. You don't need to have every Spider-Man movie or have a lot of action for it to be interesting. I understand that. That's okay, because I do enjoy this movie for what it is. But this being another coming-of-age story after the Homecoming was the literal coming-of-age story, I think is a bit ridiculous. We saw Peter's fight. We saw him struggle in Homecoming. We saw him earn the right to be called Spider-Man. We saw him come from the mud. We saw him stripped of everything he had and only down to his wits and his powers. And he took down the Vulture. That was the coming-of-age story we needed. He lifted the rubble off him. He came of age right there. He's Spider-Man. And this one, it's kind of the same shit, but less interesting because there's no action going on. The school trip and the Peter and MJ love story, okay, that's fine. That's some interesting stuff. The stupid, weird Asian kid who's trying to cuck Peter, that's not a good storyline. I hate that character with everything I have. I still hate him to this day. You suck. And then we cut to seeing Peter with Nick Fury and then him working with Quentin Beck Mysterio. And their actual fight scene in the carnival was actually pretty engaging, especially when Peter dons the name Night Monkey. Yeah, that's not racist. Then when it's revealed that Quentin Beck is actually pulling a fast one on everybody. He's lying to everybody. That's so in vain with Mysterio's character. I loved that. And then when it showed he was working with a crew, I loved it even more, because if you're trying to illusion Avengers level threats, you're going to need a crew on your back. And then, just like Adrian Toomes, the Vulture, they made Quentin Beck Mysterio the working man villain. They gave him the same type of backstory, and I actually liked the way they did it, because that's just the most relatable thing ever. Tony Stark fired him because he was unstable. And yeah, Tony was right, because he certainly is unstable, to the point where he gets himself shot in this movie. And even his crew, they were the working man who got screwed over by the big and powerful, because they even had a bunch of people who tied back in other MCU movies, like Captain America Civil War, the first Iron Man movie. Like, the scientist was working with Obadiah Stane when Obadiah Stane cursed him out and be like, Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps. Then when the movie starts to get interesting, whoop, we have to cut from that, go focus on Ned and Betty Brand's love story, and that was silly, I guess. Didn't do much for me, but it was silly. But then finally, Peter suits up as the Night Monkey once again, just to go tell Nick Fury that Quentin Beck's actually an asshole, and he's going to show him the drones he uses for his illusions. And then, yeah, Peter just walks into one big illusion trap. And when I saw the illusion sequence, oh my goodness, it like teleported me back to the 90s. The Spider-Man 90s cartoon, or Mysterio put Spider-Man in these big illusions. It felt like that, and I was like, oh my god, this feels like classic Marvel goodness that I've been waiting for. Especially in this movie, where it makes you starve for something exciting, because you just see an Asian kid cuck Peter Parker this whole time.
You told me you were just a kid. You told me you wanted to run after that girl.
Help me! MJ!
You need to wake up!
Yeah, they did Mysterio very, very good in this movie. Very well. Love that. Peter's absolutely getting his shit rocked by Mysterio right now, but until, whoop, he dies. And I just love how Peter just calls Happy after all of that he's been through, because Happy's like the last dude he can trust and has an actual bond with. And Happy gives him this great pep talk of being like, you're all alone, your friends are in trouble, the world's in danger, what are you gonna do about it? Then Peter feels the fire and immediately says, I'm gonna go beat his ass. But Peter indeed has nothing. His Stark suit got blown up. His Night Monkey suit got destroyed. So Peter starts to make a brand new Spider-Man suit. And this suit was actually really cool. Reminds me of the early Silver Age Spider-Man again, dude. Back when he wasn't red and blue. He was red and black. So, yeah, the MCU is really making this Spider-Man from I don't know how to say it. Like, either making him very, from the very beginning, his progression from the beginning all the way to when he actually dons the red and blue. I don't know, I hope that makes sense. But then, yep, new suit's made, and it looks really cool, really awesome. Then Mysterio unleashes drones, all of the drones that Peter stupidly entrusted to him in the middle of the movie, and he uses all the Stark Tech drones to make his illusions even more dangerous and more lifelike than they were before. So he attacks London, and my god, this whole action sequence is really good. This is the stuff I've been craving for this whole movie. And yeah, I did like how Spider-Man was able to solo all these drones and take out Mysterio by himself. Yeah, Happy got his friends to safety, but in all, Spider-Man saved the day and took everybody down. Then we have another illusion sequence where Spider-Man finally uses his damn spider sense. I don't know why this director, John Watts, didn't use Peter's spider sense that much. He didn't use it at all in Homecoming. They used it in Civil War, but not in Homecoming, and then hardly in this until finally the very end. They make a joke out of it, calling that the Peter tingle. That's funny, but it's really the third movie where it shines. But come on, dude, don't forget about his spider sense. This is his most invaluable tool, one of his most valuable tools. Then finally Mysterio dies because he's an idiot and he got himself shot by one of these drones. A lot of collateral damage, so that sucks for London, but they'll rebuild, I'm pretty sure. Peter and MJ finally get together, their relationship starts, and everyone thinks everything's going to be all good. And for the most part, it was. There was peace for a little bit until the post-credit scene happens. Mysterio revealing to the world that Spider-Man is Peter Parker is insane. I remember being gripped to my theater seat when I first saw that in the theater. The villain really got the last laugh. He messed up Peter's world forever. And that's what they do in the next movie. Oh, I can't wait till we get into that one. J. Jonah Jameson, J.K. Simmons, he's back. I was so happy to see him back in this role because it's just so perfect for it, bro. He even has a little Hitler mustache. Yeah, you love it. In the end, guys, Spider-Man Far From Home is an enjoyable movie. Like I said, I like the second half way more because the first half does not feel like a Spider-Man movie at all. It's just a teenage love story, coming of age thing. I can understand. It's cool here and there, but I'm here for it's a Spider-Man movie, bro. I'm here to see some Spider-Man shit. When that second half kicks in, I'm like, oh, thank goodness this finally happened. Honestly, I give this movie let's say a B- because it had wasted so much goddamn time for being not a Spider-Man movie. It's just Peter Parker with his friends on a Europe trip, and then you see Ned and Betty's cringe love story. You see Flash be a jackass. You see this Asian kid be stupid and weird and take pictures of Peter when he's naked almost. And yeah, I just don't want to think about it anymore. But when the story beats hit and the action sequences hit, and finally it starts feeling like a Spider-Man movie, I'm like, it makes the movie, it saves it for me. Actually, no, not a B-. It gets a solid B. It's a good movie. It's not exactly what I wanted from a Spider-Man movie, but it still has some stuff that I love. Okay, guys, that's it for Spider-Man Far From Home. Next time I'll be reviewing Spider-Man No Way Home, and then finally the brand new day is almost here, guys. But as right now, is this one of your favorite Spider-Man movies ever? Let me know down below which one is. As of right now, I'm Jesse. Keep along, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.